Hi kindergarten, this is Miss Hout, and today I'm going to be taking you through a worksheet that you are going to complete that goes through all of the elements of art that you have learned over the last couple of weeks. Now, right now, I am in my Schoology course, so this might look a little bit different from where you will get your content, but I am going to go under the week May 22nd through May 28th, Elements of Art worksheet. And when I click on that, I can see this little PDF Kinder Elements Worksheet.pdf. And I am going to use my finger and I'm going to click on that. And when I click on that, this worksheet is going to pull up. Now this worksheet is just one page, so you don't need to scroll anywhere. And what I am going to do is take a screenshot of this worksheet. So to take a screenshot, I'm going to use my finger to touch the home button of my iPad, and I'm going to use my other finger to touch the top on/off button of my iPad, and I'm going to click them both at the same time. 1, 2, 3, click. And you can see that it took a photo or a screenshot of my page. Now I am going to upload that screenshot into the app Autodesk Sketchbook. So I'm going to click my home button and I am going to click on this little pencil that I see here that says Sketchbook. And what that is going to do is open up the app that is called Autodesk Sketchbook. Once you are in this app, there is going to be a bar of little tools across the top. Okay, so right now I can see a square with some dots and lines. I see a back arrow, a forwards arrow, a dotted box with an arrow, a paint bucket, a ruler. I am going to use my finger to scroll over until I see this rectangle box that looks like it has mountains in it and has a plus sign. So now I'm going to click on that box that has little mountains and the plus sign, and it will bring me to my photos. And once I'm in my photos, I'm going to click all photos and I'm going to select my screenshot. At the top of your screen, you will see a bunch of different buttons. You don't need to use any of those today, kindergarten. All you need to do is push the blue button that says done, and it will bring you back to the page that has all of these tools on it. Now, for me, it's kind of hard to see all of the words on my worksheet. So what I am going to do is take two of my fingers and pinch them together. So I'm going to start far apart and I'm going to bring them together. And when I do that, it makes my worksheet a little bit smaller so I can see the whole thing. Now later, what we might do to get closer on certain parts is do the opposite. So what I just did was I had my fingers far apart and I pinched them together. But what I might want to do to get closer is take my fingers close together and bring them far apart, and that will zoom in super close to what I need to do. But I'm going to bring it back out. Now, kindergarten, there are a lot of tools in this app, but today I'm going to keep it pretty simple and easy and just use the pencil tool, which has a blue box around it right now, and maybe use the eraser tool, which is on the bottom. If you would like to use the other tools, and you can see I'm clicking on them on the left side of the screen. You see all the tools and my blue box is moving. If you want to try to use those tools, you can. But again, I'm just going to use the pencil. If I click on the pencil, it will come up with some settings. You can see that I can make the size big on my pencil and I can make the size small on my pencil. I'm going to put it kind of in the middle for right now. And then this little word, it says opacity, and I'm moving it right now. You want this to be at 100. Okay, and I can click the pencil again and that box will go away. Over on the other side, you'll see this circle that is green. That circle is going to be your pencil color. So right now I'm looking at my worksheet and it says write your name here. So I'm just going to go here and I can drag this little circle all around and I can drag all the way to the bottom, and I'm just going to make my pencil black to start. And I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to write Miss Hout. So that's where your name goes, and it doesn't need to be perfect. Just try your absolute best. Okay, let's go to step number 1. Step number 1 says finish drawing this curvy line. So I can see that there's a dashed curvy line that has been started for me. So what I'm actually going to do is take my finger and the pencil, and I'm going to just trace the best that I can over that dashed line, and then I'm going to keep drawing my curvy line, just like that. Now, kindergarten, you could do it that way. I'm actually going to push the back arrow at the top of the screen to get rid of that, and I'm going to show you a couple other ways you could do a curvy line. You could start on the dashed line, and you could make really tall curvy lines, really big and tall. Or I'm going to push the back arrow and go back. I am going to start here, and I'm going to make really little curvy lines. You can do your curvy lines whatever way you would like. But that's step number 1. Let's go to step number 2 and read that one. This one says, color each side of the cube with a different primary color. So step number 2 is working on form and color. So remember, form is like a shape but 3D. So one side of this cube is like a square, but it's a form, so it's called a cube. So primary colors, it looks like it's telling me, and I'm actually going to keep my fingers together and pull them apart to zoom in just a little bit. And I'm going to click on my black circle over here, and I'm going to change my color by dragging this circle around the outside to the color blue. And you know what? I'm going to click on my pencil again, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so that I can color in this side of the cube. Now remember, kindergarten, it doesn't need to be perfect. Just try your best. Okay, another primary color is yellow. So I'm going to drag my circle all the way to the top, and I am going to choose yellow and color in my yellow side. And then my last primary color is red, so I'm going to click on the circle again. I'm going to drag this little circle all the way over to red, and then I am going to color with my red. So this is form, and this is color. Your primary colors are blue, yellow, and red. Now I'm going to take my 2 fingers far apart and pinch them together to come back out, and we are going to go to step number 3. Step number 3 is going to be talking about shape and color. So it asks you to draw a circle and color it orange. So right now, I'm going to keep the sides of my pencil pretty big because I want to make my circle fill in this box, but I do need to change the color to orange. So I'm going to click on the circle again. I'm going to go back to orange, and then I can take my finger and I can draw a circle, and I'm just going to color it in. And then I see on the side it says, then draw on a face. Oh, that's so fun. So I'm going to take my pencil, and I actually want to make my pencil a little bit smaller now. And then you can pick whichever color you want. I'm just going to take this circle here and make my color black again so that I can make a face and a nose and a smile. And maybe I'll add some ears, and maybe I'll add some hair too. So you're making your circle into a face. That's step number 3, talking about shape and color. Step number 4, again, I'm moving my page around with 2 fingers, either pushing my fingers together or pulling my fingers apart, but I'm moving it around with 2 fingers. If you use just 1 finger, kindergartners, you'll accidentally draw on your project. Now, if that happens, at the top of your screen, there is a back arrow that you can go back, or on the bottom over here by your tools, there is an eraser that you can erase with. Okay? Going back, this is going to be space and shape. So it's telling you to draw a circle around the tree that is near. So remember, kindergarten, something that is near is something that is close to you. So I'm going to draw a circle around the tree that is the biggest, because that means it is close to me. Then I am going to draw a triangle around the tree that is far. Something that is far away from me is normally very small. So I am going to draw a triangle around the smallest tree. Awesome job. Then I'm going to use my 2 fingers and I'm going to move over to step number 5. And step number 5 is about texture. And this one says, draw texture on the cactus. And he says, ouch, I'm spiny. So cacti have lots of different spikes on them. So you can do this in black, or maybe because a cactus is green, I might make my pencil green. And I'm going to add spikes or pokey parts all around my cactus to add a spiky texture. So that if you were to touch this cactus, it would feel pokey or spiny. So I'm just taking my time to add all of my texture onto my cactus. So I'm just using my finger and doing small little lines all over the cactus. When I am done doing all of my pokey parts on my cactus, I'm going to move on to the last question, which is number 6. And it says use a light value to fill in the sun. And then it says use a dark value to fill in the cloud. So remember, values are colors that go from black all the way to white and all of the colors in between, which means if you started with a color, like for example with the sun, you could start with yellow and you could do dark yellows, which would be a shade of yellow, or you could do light yellows, which would be a tint of yellow. And this is asking me to do a light value to the sun. So what I am going to do is I'm going to make my pencil a little bit bigger so I can color it in, and then I am going to change the color to yellow. And first I'm just going to start with yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take yellow and I'm going to color in the circle part of the sun. Okay, now it's asking me to do a light value. So I'm going to go back to my color, and instead of moving this one on the outside, I'm going to leave that one on yellow. And I'm going to take this one on the inside. And a light value is a tint, which means a light yellow. So I'm going to move this up towards the white. And now you can see, if I zoom in here with my 2 fingers, I have a lighter yellow. So I have that just normal medium yellow, and then I have my nice light yellow. Now, when you do the dark one, it is opposite. So I'm going to use blue. So I'm going to go down to blue, and this little guy here is going to go all the way to this corner. So I have blue. And I'm going to start coloring in, and I can kind of use what I know about lines and loop-de-loop lines to go and color in my cloud. And then what I need to do is do a dark value. A dark value is like if I were to take blue and mix it with the color black, I would get a shade. And a shade is a dark value. So I'm going to click on my color. I am going to drag this on the inside down towards the black, not towards the white. That would be a tint. That's a light value. I'm going to drag it towards the black and not go all the way down because I don't want black, but I want a dark blue. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then I can kind of color that on top with my loop-de lines so that you're showing me that you understand that blue and dark blue are different values of blue. When I am done, I'm going to take both of my fingers far apart and pinch together so that I can see my whole project. From here, at that top bar that we talked about very early in this video, where we got our picture to come in here, you are going to click on this box that has 3 lines and 3 dots. It's the first thing you see. And when I click on that, this little box will come up and it says New Sketch, Gallery, Share, or Preferences. you are going to click the share button, and this will come up here. What you want to do is click on the little box that has the down arrow that says Save Image, and you are going to save this image. Once that image is saved, kindergarten, it will go into your photos album. So if I click on my home page and I scroll back to my photos, my saved image will be right in there. Now this saved image is going to need to be uploaded into your turn in folder on Schoology, and then you are done for this week, kindergarten. Awesome job, and I can't wait to see what you create and turn in.